Mr. Odell's position on this regarding whether or not his client received notice. But I will say, based on the fact that the mother's phone is disconnected and
The courtroom opens under a cloud of unease. A man stands accused not of violence but of chaos, of letting addiction and instability destroy everything in his path. His attorney pleads for time, painting the picture of a husband lost to his own mind, a father spiraling through states in a haze of confusion and regret. Across the aisle, his wife's silence says more than any testimony could. She's done fighting. The judge listens, but beneath the calm surface lies the weight of tragedy waiting to unfold. This isn't just a case of broken vows. It's a collision of love, addiction, and the painful reality of what happens when families fall apart under the strain of their own choices.
I have not been able to file an income and expense statement or an asset and liability statement because of communication issues with my client, which I do think that I have been able to resolve, and I don't believe that we have the same from Ms. Roberts either.
I have mine ready to submit.
Well, it sounds like to me, from what I'm told, that Mr. Van Voort, in your case, is going to take most of the day, and then after that, I have a case that's behind that, the Smithson versus Dixon, that has a number of motions. So it doesn't sound like we're going to get to your case.
Your Honor, the only thing that I want to put on the record and make sure is that this is a situation on where we had filed the divorce because there's some significant issues. It hasn't risen to the level where I felt it was appropriate to get an ex parte restraining order, but it could rapidly get that way. We appeared on Monday, wherein my client, the testimony would show that my client had said that her husband, Mr. Brown, had left and gone to South Carolina to be with his brother, and was continually texting and contacting and emailing about his mental state, and that he didn't know what he was going to do. He has some significant mental health issues that he manages rather than by conventional medicine, by the administration of illegal drugs, and self-medicates himself. Parties have an 11-year-old child, and so it's a scenario where he...
As the case unfolds, every revelation hits harder than the last. Mental health, drug use, vanishing cross-country, this man's life reads like a warning. His attorney's voice trembles between sympathy and exhaustion, revealing a man both victim and villain of his own destruction. The courtroom grows still. Everyone senses the fragility in the air. A child's safety now sits at the center of it all, and every new detail pushes the judge closer to a decision that could change everything. One wrong move here and the damage becomes permanent.
Escalate pretty quickly. If Your Honor's inclined, because again, time constraints, I understand that if Your Honor's inclined to grant this continuance, what I would ask is that Mr. Brown be ordered to submit himself to an extended panel nail bed test between now and a certain time. I give him 36 hours to go and complete that. I don't know what time he plans on arriving back from Colorado.
I have not heard anything in this case up to this point, correct?
No, sir, Your Honor.
When's your next chancery day? On what?
That's next Tuesday. It's because I have to be in front of you in Ashland City on Monday, here on Tuesday, and then back in front of you on Wednesday.
Again, Judge, I don't know that I can get it done that fast.
All right. What's your next day after that?
11/6.
Should be able to do that.
11/6.
Judge, I apologize. I left my calendar in.
All right. I tell you, you're not in front of me because I start the state versus court.
As the case unfolds, every revelation hits harder than the last. Mental health, drug use, vanishing cross-country, this man's life reads like a warning. His attorney's voice trembles between sympathy and exhaustion, revealing a man both victim and villain of his own destruction. The courtroom grows still. Everyone senses the fragility in the air. A child's safety now sits at the center of it all, and every new detail pushes the judge closer to a decision that could change everything. One wrong move here and the damage becomes permanent.
Well, if you're here on a criminal trial on the 12th, it's not going to be possible for you to hear this case,
I
right?
think it would.
Oh, I knew I had something on the 6th, Judge, I'm having eye surgery. So I knew I had something going on. That's next Thursday, and I'm having eye surgery, and I won't be able to see for approximately 3 to 4 days.
After the 12th.
We have Marlin versus Marlin on the 25th of November. And is that expected to last all day?
It's a contempt on failure to pay alimony and their counter petition to modify alimony.
I mean, that's you and
And Mr.
the
Bates.
case I'm hearing, and Doug Bates, the 17th, and
I mean, I don't mind putting it on that day.
I fly out that day.
I apologize, I didn't get done in court over here until after 5 yesterday, and I left my calendar in my car with my other bag that I didn't go back to
well,
the
double check
office.
on, if you need to go out to your car to check it, that's fine. My only thought would be, it sounds like that's probably the first day we can give you. I am going to grant your continuance because it's unlikely that this was not a regular chancery day that I had assigned.
The judge grants a continuance, but this mercy comes with strings attached. Both parents are ordered to complete drug testing before the next hearing. The message is clear: no more excuses, no more delays. The system has given chance after chance, but patience runs thin. Behind the legal tone hides a desperate hope that one of them might still be capable of turning their life around. Halloween weekend offers no disguise for the truth. Either they face their demons now, or risk losing everything that still ties them to family.
Ingram final hearing. So, I'm
All right,
sorry.
then that settles it.
Yes, sir.
December the 3rd, in the interim period, both parties are going to submit themselves to an extended panel hair follicle. I have no evidence before me other than argument as to the fact that there's any drug use, so
That's great.
what's good for him is good for her. We'll order that both of them undergo
Can we do a nail bed test, Your Honor?
whatever test that is requested, nail bed test, and that will be within the next 48 hours. So
In 48 hours.
Judge, is there any way that we can get it 17th? We can at least get it to Monday? Because it's Friday, it's Halloween.
that's true.
We got Saturday, Sunday.
Close of business Monday,
Close of business Monday.
the 3rd of November
Yes, sir.
at 6 p.m. Have the test performed by that time.
I'll do it. Thank you.
Ms. Roberts is going to draw the order.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Mr. Brown, I'll be in touch, okay?
The matter of Kaz Alexander Bird. This is a motion to discontinue visitation and set a final hearing.
It is, Your Honor. The minor child has, number one, the mother.
Just as one case pauses, another begins, and this one cuts even deeper. A child caught between two parents, one unstable, one absent. The mother's visits leave the child sick, confused, terrified. Reports of alcohol, new charges, and neglect paint a grim picture. The attorney's plea is simple: stop visitation before it's too late. The mother doesn't even show up to defend herself. The silence becomes her testimony, and it echoes louder than any defense could. The courtroom grows colder, the judge's patience thinner. Another family stands on the edge of collapse.
Necessarily here or there, but the mother has a history of drug abuse. They have smelled alcohol on her at the visits, and frankly, she's not here today, so we're asking that this court grant us the ability.
You represent her, Ms. Rodel?
Judge, I'm appointed to represent her. I'm not 100% certain what happened, Judge, but we received this motion to set. It was styled motion to set in a letter. It had a motion to set and discontinue visitation with it. I came here this morning believing this was just a motion to set. It was on my calendar as a motion to set. Ms. Honeycutt, a few days after, who represents the father, had sent out an email saying she couldn't be here and asked for alternative dates. But there's no record in my file where we forwarded this to my client. And I don't know that she knew to be here. I know Ms. Duke says that she included Ms. Bird on the certificate of service. I've talked to my assistant about it this morning after I realized there was more than just a motion to set on the docket, and she can't recall forwarding it, but it would be our practice at our office to forward these type motions with a cover letter to our client, and that is not in the file. The last email communication in our records are the one from Ms. Honeycutt, probably around October 7th.
The defense scrambles, lost numbers, miscommunication, excuses. But the guardian ad litem speaks bluntly. The mother has been unreliable from the start. The word sketchy slips into the record, half joking, half heartbreaking. Everyone in the room knows what that means, a child left behind by promises that never last. The judge's expression says it all. This isn't about sides anymore. It's about safety. When parents disappear, the system becomes the only parent left. And that's never the way it should be.
If I may briefly respond.
You may, I also want to hear from Ms. Smith.
Oh,
She's the guardian
Ms.
ad
Smith.
litem, correct?
She is, Judge.
Well, what I know is what I've been told, and I actually have been involved with this case. I was a guardian ad litem in the dependency and neglect case, and I know Ms. Bird has always been, during the pendency of that, a little sketchy, and that's what I know. But I
I
definitely,
think sketchy is a legal term, if I recall my Black's Law Dictionary, so.
well, just look it up. But anyway, so like I said, I know what I've been told. I don't doubt that she's missed visits. She did that in the dependency and neglect case.
Are you, well, number one, I'm hesitant to suspend all contact between the mother and the child or children without some sort of evidence being
Right.
presented to me. Are you prepared to do that today?
We are prepared to do that today. I am sympathetic to Mr. Odell's position on this regarding whether or not his client received notice. But I will say, based on the fact that the mother's phone is disconnected and I sent notice to her last known address, I do that.
The judge weighs the unthinkable, cutting off a mother from her child. He hesitates, not out of doubt, but out of humanity. To end contact is to admit defeat, to accept that love has lost its fight. Yet the facts leave little choice. The child's well-being demands action, not sentiment. The opposing counsel pushes forward, arguing that inaction is danger disguised as mercy. The room falls silent. The gavel hasn't struck yet, but everyone already feels the impact of what's coming. Another tie about to be severed in the name of protection.
11-6.
Oh, 11-6? Speak up. What about 11-6?
You have a TPR, where is it here? Facing other criminal charges, she's got criminal court that day.
Anything else?
I've got to be in 2 other courts already that day. Humphreys County's got criminal docket and Hickman's got chancery.
Hopefully
11-4. Yeah, 11-4 would be fine. 11-4,
So 11-4, you could be here in the morning. So y'all are just going to tell the judge, whoever the judge might be, you're just going to insist that that judge take the matter up very first thing, correct?
yes, I'm sure.
I'm going to set it, I'm going to continue this, but I'm going to put an order down that the visitation is suspended until that hearing. And I only do that because obviously if there's some allegations made that I haven't heard any proof on, I want to give the mother an opportunity to be heard and to respond and to be here to hear that. But in the meantime, protection of the minor child or children would behoove me to go ahead and suspend the visitation since it's only next week. So we'll just suspend the visitation until that hearing at 9 o'clock on the 4th of November.
And I'll have my clients reach out to her, and I'll have, I guess, Mr. Odell will reach out to her anyway.
right now, but I'll go
I mean, you're gonna have to find some way to get in touch with your client if her number has been disconnected, but.
The decision lands softly, but carries the weight of
Well,
finality.
I'm continuing it.
The mother's
out of
visitation is
abundance of
suspended
caution
until
for
further
the
notice.
mother's protection.
Her
But
lawyer promises
in
to
my
find her
opinion,
to make things
she
right,
is entitled
but the
to
judge's
this
eyes tell a
continuance.
different story.
It'll be up to the
He's
next
seen this
judge as
too
to
many
whether or not
times.
it goes beyond that.
Addiction,
because,
absence,
at some
apathy,
point,
they
her
all end the same
responsibility is
way.
to stay in touch with her lawyer.
The courtroom empties, yet the silence
That's
lingers.
fine. Thank you.
Justice is served, but peace remains out of reach. Somewhere beyond these walls, a child
Justin?
waits, unaware that today, the law became both shield and scar.
Really, the crux of the case is submitting all of her criminal convictions, so that we can go through that.
This is a
pretty quickly.
termination of parental rights.
Yes, Your Honor.
Does he have a lawyer? Has he?
He does. Ms. Honeycutt. I told her I would text her any dates we got.
Who is that?
I can do the 6th. Is there another date after that? Is there a date in March? The 5th and the 6th both work for me. Okay. March the 6th. I'll text you.
March 6th?
Uh-huh.
You know what that day is, right? Why do I continue to try to educate you all of you lawyers about certain historical days?
I do know that date, though.
Yeah, then what is it? Not the Ides of March. It's March 6, 1836,
You're
the
right.
day the Alamo fell in San Antonio, Texas. So I always thought that my namesake, or that I was named after David Crockett. And so I've always had a love for history, and I've been to the Alamo in San Antonio several times. But fact of the matter, my mother somehow thought mistakenly that I was named after David in the Bible, but I know it was after David Crockett because Fess Parker was playing David Crockett on Disney while I was a child, so I knew that was why I was named that. So.
The final gavel falls, marking the end of another painful chapter. The judge's closing words blend duty with weariness, a reminder that these aren't just cases, but human lives stitched together by hope and failure. Outside, the world keeps turning, but for those inside, everything has changed. One family splintered, one child's fate rewritten, and another judge burdened by decisions no one should have to make. This is the quiet heartbreak of justice, necessary, but never easy. Like, share, and subscribe to follow more real courtroom moments where truth, tragedy, and redemption collide inside the walls of justice.